welcome in Paris. Welcome to the first ever LG Student Hackathon. I'm absolutely thrilled, super happy and excited to be here with you today. My name is Philippine and I will be the MC of this ceremony today. We can't wait to see the amazing innovations that these students have come up with. But first, before we begin, please let me have a few words for you, students. I know this can be a bit overwhelming, but we are all here to support you. I know this is an amazing experience. Just to give you a few words about my own experience, because I lived a few years ago the same experience as you're living today. I created a startup when I was 15 years old. It was in the field of education, and I was actually used to the stress of being here on stage and trying to convince jury members, investors, teachers, and even my parents. Terrific. I did it for 5 years, so that's torture. But we're super happy to have you here. So just to let you know that I totally understand how you feel. I will be there to support you all along the way. But the most important thing, please have fun. Be proud of where you are, and I think we can applaud this. Applaud those students today. Please, round of applause. Well done. All right, so let's get started if everyone's ready. First, the idea of a student hackathon has been a dream of the LG Air Solution team for quite some time now, but this year they made it a reality. This is getting exciting. Yes. Just before we start, to give you a brief background of how we got to where we are today. I'll take you back to the start of this project back in September 2023. LG reached out to students across Europe with a background ranging from engineering to marketing and business. The idea was to challenge them to put their best ideas forward to get a chance, obviously, to compete in the finals today. The interest in this hackathon has went even beyond their expectations. When they started, there were 361 students. This is absolutely amazing. 99 projects. Today, we finished with 16 students and 6 teams. Please, round of applause for all of these students. Yes, well done. Each team was asked to submit one project from one of the 3 key mission types that you see here. The first one is marketing, the second one is sustainability, and finally, design. First mission is Hack Heat for users. This mission requested the team to create engaging educational content to connect with consumers and spread awareness about the HVAC's industry's commitment to sustainable development. The second mission was Hack Heat for the Planet. This was a sustainability-based mission that challenged students to craft the greenest and cleanest heat pump systems, aiming obviously for a zero-carbon solution across the supply chain. No surprise there, this was our most popular mission. And finally, Hack Heat for Design. This was a mission that combined aesthetic and technical aspects of HVAC systems. This focused on a design that integrates into Europe's most unique urban landscapes, considering obviously the look, size, and cost of the innovation. So obviously, students, we can't wait to see what you've come up on these exciting topics. But before we get started, just a few moments, I would like to introduce you to our very talented and expert jury members who will be obviously listening very intently to you today in order to choose the top three teams. First up from the jury panel, we have Louis Lee here with us today, all the way from Korea. Please welcome Louis. Welcome, Louis. You are the team leader of Home Appliances B2B Marketing Department. Do you have a few words very shortly for our students?
Thank you very much. And also, I'm very happy to meet you guys. And I think this is really interesting and super interesting event, not only for the student, but also for the LG Electronics. So I very appreciate for all of you guys for attending and participating in this event. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you for those words. Next up is Donghan Kim. Please welcome Donghan. Thank you very much for being here.
Welcome to LG. I missed dinner because I was in the US and just came back.
Wow.
At 6:30.
Thank you for being here.
I'm very pleased to join this events because as a R&D, head of R&D, I really want to learn the idea from your side because to be more innovative. So I will really enjoy your presentation and then please try your best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Donghan. Next up is Lorraine Schmidt. Bonjour, Lorraine. Bienvenue.
Bonjour. Welcome to all of you. I'm in charge of HR and I'm very pleased to be present today. Thank you for inviting me. And as we know that resources and best one are human one, so I'm very pleased to be present with you today.
Thank you very much, Lorraine. And last, but certainly not least, please welcome Peter Verkamp-Pink. Peter, do you want to share a few? From the first time. Please welcome. Vous avez combien de temps? That's a good question. 2, 3, 4 minutes? The floor is yours.
Yeah. So good morning, everybody. You see, it's a little bit squeezing here. I told you this morning. Whenever you speak for an audience, there is some pressure building up. Don't worry about it. It will help you get through the presentation. Now, there's a bit of background why we are here. And Hack for Heat, it sounds as a very nice strap line. It sounds very good, but it also is terribly important. So heat, at this moment of time, and it has been accumulating over the last 2 years, is one of the hottest topics in Europe. And as a user, all of us private users, we are terribly interested in what's going on in this environment because it's about our comfort, but more importantly, it's about our wallet. And I don't know if you, as students, were directly affected by what happened in the last 2 years. I'm sure your parents were. But the hike in the energy prices was terrible. So a lot of people had troubles to get around it and to be able to pay for their heat and their comfort. So I think this is one given point. The other people that are really playing around with us and our industry are the politicians. So the European Commission has set this fantastic goal of being carbon free in Europe by 2050. And they're aiming at all possible targets that are moving around of let's say, the producers of carbon who are moving around in Europe. And fortunately or unfortunately, one of them is heat. Unfortunately, I think for the companies who are making gas boilers and oil boilers, because those devices are destined to disappear. Fortunately for companies like LG and other makers, because the heat pump seems to be at this moment a really good solution to replace these boilers. Now, this is the simple picture. The more complicated one is that the users do not really understand the technology and don't know how to use the product. So there's a lot of education and engagement required with the end users. The politicians and the people who are making the regulations and who are creating the framework are also not technical experts, so they have been making mistakes and they understand the mistakes and they are moving forward and trying to adjust the framework in which we are trying to do business. The third dimension is that, like always, you have early adopters and pioneers and entrepreneurs who see opportunities in this new drive. And I think that is an extra complication for us as a manufacturer, because we are a manufacturer, we are very good at building units, putting them in the market, but thinking through of all these new inputs and signals we get from the market and trying to find our way in there, that's not necessarily what you're good at. And that's where you come in, guys. You are the future decision makers. And especially me, I really would love to know how you look at this. And I'm sure that, well, at least 3 of you are going to win a prize. But I'm really looking forward to listening to all the teams here. And I'm going to try to find anything applicable and to take our business forward. So this is going to be your contribution, whether you are now the winner or not. Something of what you're going to tell us today, I'm sure is going to stay in our heads, and we're going to try to find a way to use it forward. So best of luck to all of you, and then let's see what comes out of it. Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you. Again, a very warm welcome to our jury members. Just before we start, a little bit, but housekeeping. You don't need your phones, you don't need your computers, so you can take them away, put them off, and let's have a quick look, please, at the agenda. We'll be starting now, finishing at around 2:15 with a break and lunch. We should be announcing the winners at 1:45, all right? Now, no more waiting. This is getting exciting. We're going to kick off the Student Hackathon finals with team Bertinoro to walk us through how they hack heat for the planet. Please welcome Bertinoro. The floor is yours. You have 10 minutes, to convince the jury. Best of luck.
Welcome, everyone. This is Bertinoro team. I'm Elena. I'm 21, and I'm studying electrical engineering in the University of Bologna.
Hi, I'm Lucas. I'm 21 years old. I come from Spain. I am studying automation and industrial electronic engineering in the University of Balearic Islands.
Hello everyone, my name is Tomás Leite. I'm from Portugal and I study mechanical engineering. Well, this is the day we've been looking for 3 months. Every once in a while, game-changing innovation changes the landscape, and Bertinoro is here to be part of it. Today, we are going to introduce a device that's set to redefine heat pump efficiency. Picture the intelligent adaptation with predictive weather analysis, the dynamism of operation with machine learning capabilities, also occupancy-aware comfort control, and energy harvesting capabilities. These are not 4 devices. We're calling about 1 device, the smart box, or we called it Bertipulse. Today, Bertipulse is going to redefine heat pump efficiency. But before I get into it, let me talk about the category of things. Well, the world is on the brink of a boom in the demand of air conditioning. It's expected to increase from 2 billion today to almost 6 billion by 2050. This comes with a weird twist that the indoor cooling needs are increasing, and we're also finding a problem in the heating industry. And what the industry says to us is the heat pumps are the future. But heat pumps have a problem that often they operate inefficiently, which means they waste power usage, and also they have higher utility costs. They also struggle to find a way to predict the weather, and they also have a problem with compromising the user comfort and sustainability. So we created a smart box because we have a commitment to the user comfort and heating efficiency. We engineered because we are finding a urgency for sustainability, which means that we are committing to create a heating solution which has a spirit of a greener and more sustainable future. We also are confronting energy efficiency, which means that we are creating a heating solution that means that we are working across a wide range of temperatures, from very hot to very cold. We are just not also talking about efficiency, we are also talking about achieving the maximum coefficient of the performance of the heat pump in various scenarios. We're also adapting to the more dynamic lifestyle. Modern lifestyle is dynamic, and so should be our heating solutions. We are adapting systems to this dynamic lifestyle, which means that we are also worried about the user comfort of the user. We're also promoting a space monitor system that monitors the space in real data, which means that the smart box can also work with humidity and pressure changes. We also optimize the market trends because nowadays the user wants a product that's eco-conscious and also cheap. And finally, we have the user interface as our core, which means that we are making a user interface that is easy to use and that also the user can predict and work with the heat pump in a very easy way.
Our goals are clear: innovation and accessibility. Picture a future where heat pump systems is not just efficient and advanced, but is within reach for everyone. Our AI-powered marvel, the Smartbox, goes beyond the optimization of the heat pump's performance, but is about redefining the inclusivity of this transformative technology. The Smartbox uses real-time data, including temperature, pressure, and refrigerant flow within the system. Through predictive control algorithms, we fine-tune key components such as condenser, compressors, and we leveraging the speed variation capabilities to maximize their efficiency. We surpass the conventional collection of data by introducing a predictive weather analysis and energy harvesting in our algorithms. This endeavor extends also to heat pumps technology that imply high-touch performance, high-touch features such as energy harvesting, and it is an optimal way to show the advantages of the heat storage unit with environmental chambers. The heat pump, the Smartbox, is not just about prediction and collection of data. We integrate machine learning. The Smartbox features predictive control algorithms that can read through the sensor of the heat pumps pressure and temperature. In this way, we can predict future temperature and pressure trends. It also boasts a user interface that is very useful to read the real-time data. And there is a predictive model implemented in the microcontroller. This predictive model is trained with the historical data. So the Smartbox always develops its capability to make the heat pump performance better. The Smartbox has also a wireless communication to send data to a central server for further analysis. And there is a notification system that ensures that both manufacturers and client are informed when something goes wrong, is not working correctly, and provides a guidance on how to fix it. In this way, we ensure a maintenance history for performance of the heat pumps better?
Well, I want to start the business model part, making you a question. Do you know the percentage of European citizens that have a heat pump in their houses? Well, I give you the answer. It's less than 10%. This is quite alarming, given that thermal well-being is crucial for a comfortable living environment. Currently, investing in a heat pump doesn't seem a worthwhile decision, given that it's elevate power consumption and cost. For example, nowadays, a heat pump can cost at least 8,000 euros, and this is a really big investment, and we can't blame European citizens if they are not ready for doing this investment. That's why we decided to take part into this situation, creating an innovative solution, the Vertipulse, with the capabilities that my partners have explained it before. And with Vertipulse, we are achieving an increase of the efficiency of the 30%. At the first moment, it could seem something very expensive, but it isn't. Because with this increase of the efficiency, we are achieving that it makes cheaper in the long term. To support this assertion, we have made some calculations based on a house that is in the UK that needs this energy that you could see here. This is the price of the Vertipulse and the heat pump we considered, and this is the money the customer have to pay for each case when he uses the heat pump with the Vertipulse. And in this table, we have made a comparison about the price of only having the conventional heat pump and the price having the heat pump accompanied by the Vertipulse. We can see that every year we are going to save more or less, well, in the example that we explained before, the customer is going to save less than 600 pounds. And if we take this for every year, at the year 9, they will be saving 5,000 pounds. But we still look at this and we see a problem. And it's that the initial investment is too high. As we said before, it's at least 8,000 pounds, and there's a lot of European citizens that can't afford this. That's why we present the next sales model where LG and European citizens are benefited. To get one of these, or to get this product, the citizens will have to do an initial payment of 2,000, 3,000, or 4,000 euros, depending on the money they can afford. And later there will be a monthly payment that it will depend on the hours of usage of the heat pump. With this, we are achieving that, with this we are achieving a huge accessibility, a recurrence, and retention. That's very important for LG. It's also important to say that once the customer has paid the amount of money that is the heat pump and the Vertipulse, he's also the owner of the product. But if he wants to stop paying and he has only paid the half part, LG can recover the product, can recondition, and can sell it again to another customer for a lower price. For carrying out this project, we will need experts on programming, development, design, project management, electronical. With this, we are changing the life of a lot of people, making their life more comfortable. Vertipulse will mark a before and after, being a pivotal moment for future thermal solutions. And these are our project summary, where are the topics that we talked in this presentation. Thanks for listening. Time for question and answer.
Do you have any questions, jury members? Est-ce qu'on peut allumer les micros, s'il vous plaît?
Yeah, okay. I have one question, but you mentioned something at the beginning of number 4 was harvesting energy. And I didn't find exactly back what you meant with that. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Sure. We didn't have time to explain because it's a very complex part of our smart box, and we are introducing this in this finale because in the other parts of this challenge we didn't have the energy harvesting. But our idea is to incorporate a thermal recovery system in the smart box that can recover some heat from the heat pump and transform into electrical energy. And also because of our machine learning capabilities, Elena showed the duck graph, which our smart box can, based on the user experience with the smart box and with the heat pump, it can calculate how we can recover more energy when the user is not at home, or if he's at home, how we can recover with the thermal part.
Okay, question from R&D. I'm trying to translate the technology into the customer benefit. So this is my job. So what do you think about your smart box? How we can translate your smart box technology into the customer benefit? How much we can save, something like that, right? By using your technology. So can you just define the customer benefit?
The customer benefit for the smart box?
More quantitatively. Yeah.
Okay, the smart box basically is a device that's it's like the iPhone was to the smartphones. We are introducing a device that's set to make the heat pumps easy to understand. We also have, in the project summary, we had the maintenance history. Our goal is to make the customer understand the system that he has at home. And if he wants to do a maintenance work, if that's easy, the smart box can teach him how to do it. So it's make affordable and also easy to understand how it works.
So customer feel comfortable?
Yeah. Feels comfortable and feels that, okay, that's not that hard to understand how this works. I can have a system at home that can work, and it's beneficial, it's efficient, so that's good. I'm going to buy it.
Smart box makes comfortable?
Yes.
Okay.
I also have a question. I'm not an R&D guy. As a marketer, you mentioned the smart box gives the comfortable, but everybody say our product, our solution gives comfortable. How do you differentiate with other competitors and any other solution provider?
The question is, how are you defining comfort? That's what I said to the jury is, since the consumer can work with the heat pump and can understand how it works, and since the heat pump can predict weather, can predict how many people are in the room, change the humidity and everything, it can make the environment in the room more comfortable. That's why we say the smart box makes comfort.
Sorry, I'm HR, so I just wanted to know what is the meaning of your team name?
Well, this last summer, it was an opportunity to go to a summer school in a little town near Bologna about microelectronics. And well, as you can see, we come from different parts of Europe, and we met them in this summer school of microelectronics, and we were friends, and Thomas proposed us this opportunity to come here to do this, and that's it.
There's other 37 people of that summer school that are not here, but we are representing the all summer school.
Okay.
Well done. Thank you very much. It's been amazing. I hope you enjoyed it. How are you feeling?
Better.
Better? All right. Thank you very much. You can go back to your seats and give your mics.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up is Team Both Mine and Not. They're competing in the Hack Heat for Design session. Please welcome. He's the only one on stage. Please.
Can everybody hear me? Yes. Dear members of the jury, dear members of LG, students and guests, good morning everyone. You know how they've always told us to think big, to dream big? Well, today we're going to make actually the opposite. We're going to think small, we're going to think discrete, and that is going to be the main purpose of my presentation. So in this case, we're going to take a look at redesigning the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems, and we're going to take a look at the future of condensers in the context of the design challenge. First of all, who are we? So as you can see, we are two people, but there's only one in stage. Luna unfortunately could not make it, so I'm going to be presenting all of our work. We are two students in technology, engineering. We are both here in Paris from two different schools. So we are really passionate about science. But the other thing we do have in common is that we're also really passionate about art. You know, we both actually play an instrument. Luna actually paints. So we're also really interested in the artistic side of things. And that is why we actually chose the design challenge. We thought it was the one that suited the best for us. And so in our case, we are going to first ask the question, why? You already answered this question in the introduction, but basically, why are we all here today to think about these topics? Why is this important? So a picture to me is worth 1,000 words, so I would rather just show you. This right here looks quite good. This is just a condenser sitting outside in a garden. You know, it makes a little bit of noise, but it doesn't annoy anyone. It's sitting in the garden, so probably nobody's going to see it. So this is good. But however, this is the real issue, and this is why the design challenge exists. This simply cannot be. We have condensers flooding all over the facades of the buildings, covering completely the harmony in these buildings. And another crucial thing that we cannot see in the pictures, but it's this terrible humming sound generated and resonating from these condensers. So, and can you tell the difference between actually this picture and the one before, apart from the quantity of condensers? The first picture was in a private home, whereas this one is in a building in a city. So this is the real issue. Condensers are really not adapted to the infrastructures and the buildings in cities. So this is why we've thought about this challenge. But the question is, why is this so important? Why is the previous picture a bit annoying? Well, because I don't know about you, but at least I would like my cities, the city where I live, I would like it to be clean, meaning I would not want to have condensers hanging from the buildings in such an unorganized way. I would like my city to be quiet, to be silent. There's already enough acoustic pollution to have that humming sound added to it. And of course, if we think of cities like Paris, like Rome, like London, we just simply cannot put these condensers on these buildings and expect to just have the buildings ruined aesthetically. So our solution comes in three different steps with three different solutions actually. One solution to make the condenser smaller in size, another one to make it more quiet, and finally one last one to make it blend in with the environment. First of all, why are condensers so big? This is really an issue, but the main reason is simply physics. It's a heat transfer phenomenon. Heat transfer is proportional to the surface of exchange. So in this case, we have refrigerant that is coming in the condenser, and it has to go through this wiggling tube in order for it to go from vapor state to liquid state. And so the thing is that in order for that phenomenon to happen, we simply cannot shrink it down to more than a certain size. We are really limited in size by that. And so basically it goes through this intricate coil system. Now what we basically thought was we looked at what's going on in automobile industry and how they are managing to make these devices small inside of cars, and they're using microcoils. So it's not really microcoils, but it's micro-channel coils. So instead of having just one tube, which you can see at the top picture, that is approximately this size and is going all around in the circuit of the coils, basically instead of having this tube right here, we would subdivide this tube into like a dozen tubes, and instead of disposing it in a cylindrical shape, we would flatten it down and have this layer of tubes that are all next to each other, that are much smaller, and that go through this same circuit. And this is the principle behind microchannel coils. So the thing that we are gaining from this is essentially a more efficient heat transfer. And well, this is actually a picture of a microchannel coil system, where instead of having a big tube, as you can see, we have a very small tube. And the layer I was talking about is in this direction, so you cannot really see it in the picture. But this is just an example. So so I was talking about microchannel coils. And so the reason why this solution is actually efficient is because it increases the efficiency of the condenser and of the heat exchange by almost 30%. Well, no, by more than 30%. So what that means is a different list of advantages, which is we can make the condenser more space efficient. If it's 30% more efficient, we can make it 30% smaller. Energy efficient, because we need, if it's smaller, we need to displace less air to evacuate the heat, so we need less energy to activate the fans. Less noisy, because of the same thing. We need to displace less energy, so less noise from the fans. Environmentally friendly. If it's more efficient, we need less refrigerant. And finally, expensive but cheap, because this is an expensive technology, but in the end it's going to be cheap if we manage to tell the customers that this machine, which is 30% more efficient, will make them spend 30% less money in their electricity bills every single month. So some key steps to the implementation of this device. We need to adapt the geometry of the condenser for these new microcoils, because there's obviously other components inside of the condenser. Then run tests to evaluate the exact increase in efficiency to just have a better understanding of how much we're winning here. And finally, the most important part is a campaign to show the advantages of microchannel coils in efficiency. Then I was talking about making the condensers more quiet. How are we going to do that? Well, first of all, why are they so loud? Well, it's mainly because we have mobile and mechanical parts inside of the condenser, mainly the fan and the engine that activates the fan. So in this case, what happens is we have air that is going out, and air is the medium of transmission of these acoustic waves. So the idea to solve this issue is a Helmholtz cavity. Now I'm going to explain what the idea is about. I'm sure you have all done the experiment of taking a rope, agitating it at a certain frequency, and generating what is called a stationary wave, which is basically a second picture where you have a knot in the middle of the rope, and it's basically a place in the wave. Yes, a place on the rope, on the wave, where the amplitude of the wave is equal to 0. So what we're going to do is do the same, but not with a wave on a rope, but with a wave, with an acoustic wave. So this is how it works. Basically, air goes out, and it goes out with a very specific humming frequency that comes from the engine that is activating the fan. And so we add what is called a Helmholtz cavity, which is this part right here. And this one is designed and dimensioned with a specific neck and a specific cavity in order to resonate at the same frequency of the air that is vibrating. So what happens is we're creating, like I said before, a knot in the middle of that wave, and the knot is exactly placed at the entrance of the cavity, meaning that at the entrance of the cavity right there is an amplitude of 0 in the acoustic wave. That means that the wave that is transmitted on the right is actually way more silent and is completely damped. And what is pretty cool is that we have a formula between the geometry of the cavity and the frequency we're talking about. So this is actually implemented in cars as well. As you can see, these are Helmholtz cavities. And what's really interesting about this idea is that it is cheap to conceive. We can print it in 3D. It is cheap to produce as well, because it's just a piece that there's no electronics on it. There's nothing really fancy. And this is my favorite part. It's not a mechanical piece. It's just a piece that is sitting there and that is letting the physics do the magic. And of course, it can be adaptable to various geometries. We can place it in various different places, so it's very adaptable. Some key steps, just like before, in this case, we need to identify the frequency to absorb and the shape of the cavity, therefore. Determine the location of the cavity where we're going, the location of the cavity and the device. Then we can 3D print it and make some acoustic tests. And finally, test it on other materials in order to look for heat effects and corrosion. Finally, our final idea. We've made the condensers smaller, we've made them more quiet, now we're gonna make them beautiful. This is Lisbon Underdogs. This is an urban project, well, an urban group that makes projects like murals, just like this one, and which makes our cities more beautiful. And this is what inspired us for this project. Now, what we are basically thinking about with Luna is taking the condensers, and they have a case. They are inside a case. So why not going to these local groups, which are everywhere in every single city, and telling them, this is your new canvas. How would you make, if you could ever paint anything on this canvas to resemble and for it to resonate at the same level of the aesthetics of the city, what would you do? Because artists are the real people that understand the best the aesthetic and the way a city vibrates. So this is just some examples, AI-generated examples. I especially like this one. And well, I'm not going to go through because we don't have much time, but there's obviously huge beneficial impacts with projects like this, art projects in cities. We have social interactions, people engage, people talk about the things that surround them, even more when they're beautiful. There's emotional well-being. There's a really strong correlation between public art and people just feeling better. And finally, economic impact. The businesses close to these projects obviously make better. And there's also an economic impact on artists, which is probably my favorite part. How can we collaborate with these artists? Because we need a practical solution right now. We can make collections with sponsored artists. We can pay those artists and make them find a design. We can find a way to print that design on the case and maybe put it in a certain neighborhood or a certain particular city. We can also work with punctual local group projects, just like the Lisbon Underdogs project of the mural, therefore mixing both murals and the condensers on those walls. And finally, working with larger urban projects, usually organized by city halls. Yes, Berlin, well, just to me, would be a perfect place to start the project. It is a city that has been rebuilding and reshaping itself for just forever, and it's a really vibrant and rich city artistically. And there's also a lot of local groups, a lot of local artist groups such as Urban Spree or Holzmarkt. So yeah, just a very interesting city to start the project. And finally, just some key steps. This is just some guidelines, but we obviously need to test acrylic paint on the condenser, maybe try other types of paint. Starting in one city, one neighborhood, and one building, start really small, and then spread the idea among local urban art groups to find the artists that are going to help us. Sponsor those artists for the project, and then once it's done, spread the word on social media with the platform of LG. And finally, gaining feedback on the local effect and having measures of that, and then starting all over again with new projects. And this is where resources are interesting, because in this case, it's not just private resources. We have local project fundings, we have town hall allocations, and we're also giving credit and visibility to the artists. So that is really important and very valuable to them as well. So just, I've talked for too much now, but just to conclude, we have 3 different solutions for 3 different problems. We're making the condensers smaller with microcoils. We're making them more quiet with Helmholtz cavities. And finally, we're making them beautiful with collaborations with local artists. And, sorry. So why our solution will work? I could list again all of the advantages I've said, but I will keep just one, which is that our solution is actually realistic. And it is easy to implement. And of course, it's just 3 ideas that already exist in science, in technology, and in design, But in this case, we've melted them together into one project that is applied to ventilation, which is something that has never been done. And of course, there's no huge economic investment in this project, as I have detailed before. So that is what makes it realistic.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think this is very good idea because you provide a combination of engineering and art. But we are also manufacturers, so we also have to think the quality control of all product, right?
Yes.
So, but even if you work with artists, they can paint differently. So how can you control the product as a manufacturer?
Yes. There are different ways when I detail the different collaborations that can be done with artists, I differentiated two main ones, which is one where we basically designed the case of the condensers. So that would not really be a problem because we can find ways to print on the case a certain design with certain colors and certain shapes. So that can be done. And maybe the situation where it can be a little bit more tricky is if we enter a project where it's a mural and we have condensers on that wall. So in that case, we can either see if acrylic paint stands heat and stands corrosion, but if not, now that I'm thinking about it again, maybe we would have to necessarily go back to the printing on the cases and manufacture them instead of having the artist paint directly on the condenser. So that would be how we would do it.
Okay, next.
Yes.
Yeah, next question from R&D. I accept your first idea using the microchannel because some company, they already produced that microchannel for outdoor unit condensers. And we are also thinking about that, but there are some pros and cons, like how we clean the filter frequently, and also a big pressure drop, and then we need more power, how to make a more efficient product, something like that, by using that microchannel. But definitely that's a good idea, so that's why I can say we'll think about that one. And also, very difficult to drain the water after defrosting the frost. So that's another challenge for us. But yeah, this is a trend how we make a compact unit by using that one. That's how I can accept that one. But second one, like accosting. This is not a car, because car is like you just collect all the noise from the engine, and then we can reduce the noise by using absorbent. So, but this air conditioning is a scattered noise. So how we capture the noise, like your idea. So that you have to slightly, change your idea. But I'm thinking about how we make the design, different design, with absorbent, by using different shape, different material. Probably, we can also reduce our outdoor unit. But I would like you to change that point. It's good, scientific approach, but yeah, it's not for air conditioning. That's my second comment. And last one, I'm very fascinated at seeing the local artists, work, because this out of box, right? We haven't thought about that, different design in different. But I think we need local support, projects they're trying to invest, right? How we paint it out our outdoor unit or whatever. So probably we need more collaboration with the local people. But any answer from your side?
Yes, of course. For there is the one advantage to microchannel coils. Well, there's a lot of things that I haven't said because I didn't have time. But with the microchannel coils, basically there is one advantage, which is they're less sensitive to corrosion and wear, because instead of having just big chunks of metal that are standing there and that are undergoing very, very different temperature changes, and that can make corrosion and wearing. In this case, since everything is more small, it acts almost like a flexible grid, meaning that in maintenance-wise, it's going to require less maintenance and less investment in that. But there's surely all of those other issues with microchannel coils related to cleaning, to defrosting. And for the Helmholtz cavity, actually, I prefer to better explain the physics behind it rather than the dimensioning the thing. But what is certain and what could be interesting is that the medium of transmission of waves is the air, and the air is going out through the fan. So if we manage to make the fan smaller and concentrate the flow of air on a certain in a certain volume, cylindrical volume, then there we could add a Helmholtz cavity. So either that, or going to the source of the problem, going to the engine that is really close to the fan and putting a Helmholtz cavity right there. And this is actually what happens in Dyson fans, where they have a Helmholtz cavity right under the fan that is pushing the air up.
I need that design as quickly as I can. If you mention, right, make a small area like a Dyson fan, exactly. And then blow up, and with a sound reducer in front of the I would like to see that design in the future. Okay,
that could be done.
Congrats, because you have been alone to present. So first of all, in fact, you had a holistic approach, working on engineering, design. Which one of the three has conducted you and your partner to work on this project? Is there one major, just to say, okay, this is the key, we want to participate and to build that project? So is there anyone?
There's definitely a logic behind the sequence of solutions we found, and mainly first we didn't have an idea for the project. We just looked at the challenge. We saw that the design one was the most approachable one, so we went for that one. And then we just looked for solutions online. We looked at what was done in other areas of technology. So that is how we found microchannel coils. And that was our first solution. And for the second round, instead of digging down into our first solution, we found out that presenting a very advanced solution in front of experts might not be really adapted, just because we are not really experts and you know way more than us. So we basically followed the approach of adding one layer to every round. So for round 2, we had the artist collaboration, and for round 3, we found the Helmholtz cavity. And well, to me, the one that the three of them, I like them a lot. The microchannel coils it's a really technological thing that has been quite a challenge to understand. But the Helmholtz cavity, I think it's just magical, because you have just a piece laying there that can completely damp the sound waves. And then the local artist, that is just, I knew that I would like that from the very start. So the three of them.
If there is no more question, I think we can applaud you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Please, now welcome the third one, Collective eWays. And the applause. Competing in the Ag Heat for the Planet category. Well done. You have 10 minutes to convince the jury.
Okay. Well, good morning. It's great to be here. Thank you guys so much for having us. We're Collective eWays. My name is Tao.
I'm Archie.
And I'm Alicia.
And we're 3 second-year undergraduate students at Imperial College London. And you can see our majors up there. Well, let's get right into it. I'd like to start with some of the motivations behind our idea. So waste electronics, more generally referred to as e-waste, has become a global issue. In 2019, over 50 million tons of e-waste was produced, and of this, only 17.4% was responsibly recycled. This poses a large threat to local communities and the environment around where they are disposed because of the toxicity of it. Additionally, the price of raw materials is expected to increase significantly in the near future because of overconsumption. As an example, copper is expected to increase in price by 20% by 2027 and expected to become scarce in the next 25 to 40 years. To combat this, LG has moved towards a circular life cycle, as you can see up here, which by minimizing the raw materials in and the waste materials out, the sustainability of the supply chain is significantly increased, along with the added benefits of decreasing supply chain volatility and the price of sourcing raw materials. This is of particular importance to heat pumps, particularly due to their significant growth in recent times. As you can see up here, the price in heat pump cells has increased significantly, and this increase shows no sign of slowing down. In contrast, the amount of e-waste recovered around a similar time here between 2021 and 2022 has decreased in some regions of the world. This is not for lack of infrastructure, as LG has an extensive e-waste take-back network operational over 52 countries. And we believe that the primary issues behind this lies in a lack of education around e-waste and a few over-convoluted collection systems. In a recent survey, it was found that of international consumers, only 44% actually went out of their way to recycle their waste electronics, and 31% simply threw them out along with waste along with general waste, or mixed recycling. An insufficient education around e-waste, along with, as I said before, a lack of accessibility on information about recycling and take-back policy, results in a low perceived convenience of the recycling process, and also a lack of awareness of the environmental consequences of not doing so. This lowers the consumer intention to recycle their e-waste, and of those with the intention to recycle, over-complex systems hinder them further from doing so. To reach LG's goal of a cumulative 8 million tons of e-waste recovered by 2030, these problems have to be addressed.
These images show some of the current web pages the consumer is presented with when attempting to find information on how they can recycle their device. We found that the current LG interface for e-waste recycling is insufficient, as having to navigate through multiple web pages is overly complex and not user-friendly. The lack of accessibility has resulted in most consumers not even being aware of any LG e-waste recycling scheme. An LG conducted survey concluded that 86% of consumers are willing to pay more for a better customer experience. E-waste recycling should therefore be made as easy as possible for the consumer. To do this, we propose a platform that can centralize the information management and disposal. The most effective and feasible way to achieve this is to merge the recovery and recycling service into the pre-existing ThinkU app, as all devices are already registered in one place. Within the app, there can be a subsection for users to learn more. Within the app, there can be a subsection for users to learn more about their device, including manuals and general advice for improving longevity and improving efficiency. Educational material on the environmental effects of improper disposal can also be included to reinforce LG's sustainability goals and make the consumer more conscious when it comes to e-waste recycling. Tracking the usage and disposal trends for appliances such as heat pumps through the app increases data collected for LG to conduct more accurate life cycle assessments. This contributes to LG's ESG digitalization goals, tracking consumer trends and identifying areas of the supply chain where efficiency can be improved to reduce carbon dioxide emissions. When the product has then reached its end of life, the consumer can initiate the e-waste recovery process on the app, filling out any extra information that is required that isn't already saved onto the app. The consumer is then provided with any information needed for recycling, such as their nearest collection center. To further incentivize responsible recycling, a points-based system can be implemented, where points are tracked through the app and used for future purchases, securing sales and improving brand loyalty. These principles can be extended, as well as the merits of our idea, for business-to-business sales through LG's existing Beacon cloud platform, helping to reach LG's goal of doubling volume by 2030.
The business model canvas communicates our overall business concept. Okay, I know it's very wordy, but please bear with me. I'll essentially be breaking down the main segments of value proposition key resources, and revenue streams to highlight the merits of our idea. Our value proposition shows that firstly, users will find it convenient to access the take-back program with ease through ThinQ. This seamless integration from business to consumer resolves the barrier of perceived convenience and will rapidly increase LG's take-back of HVACs, which will increase LG's recycling rates. Secondly, as a consumer technology circularity initiative founding member and the world's first global e-stewards enterprise, LG has and will continue to cement themselves as a market leader in sustainability through their renowned e-waste recycling program. Consumers can be confident that these products will not be dumped as toxic waste in developing countries, reinforcing their awareness of environmental consequences. Our initiative will continue to enhance the consumer experience to live sustainably throughout the HVAC's lifecycle usage, as well as streamline the e-waste recycling process. This also links to our idea of being customer-centric. Through ThinQ, which already offers a multitude of functions, our service continues to align with the consumer's already established lifestyle that ThinQ provides through LG product experience. In turn, our suggested incentivized points-based system keeps consumers within the LG ecosystem and reinforces brand loyalty. A consumer-centric service will secure and potentially increase LG sales for the future. Lastly, HVAC systems can save consumers up to 70% on energy consumption, and heat pumps also reduce the annual carbon footprint by about 44% compared to a gas boiler. The promotion of HVACs accompanied by our recycling service is socio-economically and environmentally beneficial to both LG and the consumer. In terms of resource allocation, little resources are needed for the development of the app since the interface already exists. Financial resources will be needed to improve the recycling infrastructure, but regional analysis, as we will outline later, ensures that these investments are made consciously. Regarding our revenue streams, the cost savings as a result of increased e-waste recycling of HVACs is economically beneficial to LG in the long term with the projected rising prices in raw materials. LG should also expect increasing HVAC sales in line with the goal to double HVAC sales by 2030. This can raise profit margins and thus increase the return on investment, as an expected increase in cost savings coupled with sales revenue would enlarge profit margins. LG's plan to double investments this year, such as putting $8 billion into research and development, highlights the need for profits to be matched with the pace of investments to maintain or increase the ROI.
In order to implement our approach, we'd like to take a multi-staged approach. First, we conduct regional analysis in order to find the areas we should prioritize. These will take into account consumer trends, the existing recycling infrastructure, along with any cultural idiosyncrasies. Following this, we begin the initiation, where we will essentially beta test the update of the app in order to maximize its efficiency and make sure it works. Following this, a comprehensive marketing campaign can then be initiated, in which we will cement recycling and our initiative as an essential part of any device's life cycle. Finally, the update can be rolled out globally, along with a general expansion of LG's recycling infrastructure.
With this multi-stage approach, we've outlined the short, mid, and long-term goals for LG. In the short term, as mentioned before, the promotion of our e-waste recycling initiative cements LG as a market leader of sustainability. The improved consumer perception of LG due to such sustainable initiatives reinforces brand loyalty and also promotes LG's corporate social responsibility, which can retain top talent within LG's workforce. In the midterm, this works towards meeting LG's ESG goals of circularity and ESG digitization. Further optimization of the e-waste collection and recycling process will maintain a closed loop of resources. Collection of data through ThinQ will improve ESG data management alongside more thorough lifecycle assessments and end-of-life schemes. In the long term, LG can expect up to 50% savings in raw materials based on the projected 20% surge in copper price by 2027. Furthermore, increased collection will increase recycling rates to meet the 95% recycling rate by 2020 goal. The development of recycling infrastructure in tandem will also help to cope with the expected doubled HVAC sales by 2030 to meet recycling capacity needs. By implementing our collective e-waste initiative, LG can expect a competitive advantage in the HVAC market through a greener supply chain. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening.
questions. What's the difference between LG ThinQ and Beacon Cloud? You mentioned two things, right? Yeah. So can you explain based on your knowledge?
Oh, yeah.
Right, ThinQ is the app that kind of essentially connects the LG users with an Internet of Things, kind of their any smart appliances that are through LG in their house. They, for example, you can wirelessly control your washing machine or your heating or things along that line. Compared to that, the Beacon app, unfortunately, I don't think it's an app. Rather, we're not 100% sure. We weren't really granted access to that. I suppose it's a business-to-business kind of cloud service. We understand it as kind of a service where a company can control their HVAC system in general. But besides that, we're not really. I guess we're not really privy to that information.
Everybody agree with that? Okay. Second question.
Yeah.
You try to make a business based on uploading some kind of the data, carbon footprint data. So this is based on documents or business based on consumed energy used, or because you mentioned something like real. You want to use real data, like a customer, right, consumes, or because nobody did it before, right? But we just post our data based on the documents. So how we can innovate these kind of things, because we it's not like a normal technical data we are uploading in the system at the moment. So can you just tell the difference how we can innovate? We can make innovation, or we can tell the difference between the previous one or new one, something. So because I'm a little bit confused, what you gonna do, like based on the carbon footprint. The second questions.
I think the LG ThinQ app already sort of, I know you can it has a very smart sort of functionality and technology, because you can sort of time when you want to like turn on your heating, and you can control like the temperature and things like that. I think for what we are trying to promote here is that with this like pool of data that you've collected about the energy usage and about the service, we want to also be able to provide another service within that app that can sort of promote the end of life of the product, which is to help LG's eWays recycling, so that when you want to change your product or when you want to get rid of your product, that the user can just access it from the app itself, rather than having to go and find information on the website, or having to sort of go through this like convoluted process of finding a way to get rid of their product. And if they don't find a way, then they will eventually just throw it out instead of recycling it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I like this idea, but who is our target for this project?
I suppose with the fact that it's integrated within the app, it's mostly kind of targeted towards a younger generation that I guess not too young that they can't afford to buy all these kind of LG technology, but not so old that they don't really understand how this kind of can work through. So we're going to expand a bit about our marketing phase. We're going to talk about, I think, mostly kind of our age, the students that are here. We could have some kind of initiatives through colleges and universities and things along that kind of line. But that's at least the age range that we aim to look at. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think our main focus on this presentation was the business to consumer side, because we feel that starting on the individual scale is more important and following that we'll expand outwards to maybe business to business. So that's why we mentioned the LG Beacon Cloud, because once you have the consumer awareness of from the LG ThinQ app about this, then this could be extended to maybe the Beacon Cloud, so that it can be promoted to businesses, such as like, I know there's a lot of like workshops, maybe exhibitions about how the HVAC works and about the benefits of it. And also maybe it could also be extended to like business newsletters and such. But essentially like in terms of the LG Beacon Cloud, I think once it's like more socially aware about this kind of problem, then I think it could be more effective, yeah.
When you analyze the situation, who, in your opinion, is the most important actor in all this?
I suppose through the perspective of our initiative, we focus mainly on the consumer. So we already know that LG has quite a lot of infrastructure. So I guess in terms of, who has to do the work, I suppose LG and governments and just internationally, there has to be a combined effort to increase e-waste awareness. But in the end, it's up to the consumer to actually do the recycling, I think. And so we just wanted to focus on making it as easy as possible for them.
You do know that every air conditioner needs somebody to install it. I mean, you don't buy a television, you don't buy an air conditioner like you buy a television. Eh? So my personal opinion is that the guys who install and after decommission are probably the guys who need to be made much more aware about the situation than what is happening today. But anyhow, so the second question, okay, you described the complicated information sharing about all this recycling and so on. Have you been able to analyze a little bit the logistics of this thing, the physical logistics of it?
Yeah, we outlined a bit of it in the approach section where we talk about the I don't really.
I guess we haven't.
Actually, yeah, logistical side. In the beginning, we sort of talked about like conducting like a regional analysis because essentially there's a difference we feel between collection in Korea maybe compared to like the US where there's a lot of the individualistic versus collectivist culture. So logistically, I think it would be to start in the areas with the highest consumer density and the areas with the best infrastructure and thought of working outwards towards like expanding the collection process would be how we would go about it. And then following that, because the ThinkQ app already exists, we would want to conduct like a beta stage testing to the current users of the app on whether this web page actually works. And then once we've sort of confirmed that, then there will be a more wide scale release of that. And the reinforcing of the consumer awareness could probably be through like educational talks or workshops. For business side, it could be the business newsletters or exhibitions as LG has done, yeah.
Maybe last question. Did you find any of our competitors having something properly set up for this?
Not that I know of, I think. I would say that LG's ThinkQ app is really pretty specialized in what it does currently compared to the competitors, but in terms of like this function, I wouldn't say so, yeah.
Last question. You have talked about education on e-waste, and as you have checked within each country website LG is proposing, how would you rate from 1 to 5? How is LG positioned regarding CSR, concrete actions, and answers?
Having read a lot about what LG's like, LG's works towards like ESG and CSR, I think they've done an excellent job in sort of ensuring that the suppliers and the different stakeholders, such as like the suppliers, the manufacturers, and the people who work in LG are very well taken care of. And I think there's a lot of they always have a lot of training done to ensure that they know what's going on with regards to like the whole sustainability process. But I can't really remember like exactly what like I read, because I read a lot, but yeah, I know that LG has quite a bit of focus on the stakeholder and like corporate social responsibility side. Yeah.
And I can say this event has been very successful as well.
Well done. Thank you very much again. Please now welcome another team, Newa, competing for the Hack Heat for the Planet. Please.
Good morning, everyone. We hope that you are having a fantastic morning. I hope you enjoy this event as much as us. We are Olga Alonso de Ozaya and Jorge Andere de Paz, and we have been classmates for over 4 years now. And what brought us together is a double honors degree at the Polytechnic University of Madrid.
We are studying our 5th and final year of construction engineering and business administration, as he has said, in the Polytechnic University of Madrid. And we have had to do many university projects together before, so we know each other very well. And he always brings other creative ideas into the table, and I usually structure and shape all his ideas.
Firstly, we'll be introducing the core concept of our solution. Newa is a revolutionary HVAC system based on a turbine movement powered by magnetic force. Also, Newa creates a continuous airflow. Some of the current HVAC system problems and limitations are high energy consumption, high maintenance, potential mechanical failure, as well as gaseous emission that contributes to global warming.
The problem that we aims to solve is the high energy consumption, as it is one of the major drawbacks of current HVAC systems. And they are often the highest energy users in homes and for commercial buildings, and which not only increases the cost, but can also contribute to the environmental problem that we have. Some studies have found that approximately 40% of households' energy bills are due to the HVACs installed. So these limitations highlight the need for a more reliable and efficient HVAC system, which is what Newa offers.
How? You might be wondering. Newa, the turbine has two main parts, an inner and an outer ring. Those rings are outlined with magnets, and the distribution of the magnets allows the turbine to rotate, creating a magnetic force who makes an interaction, attracting and repelling each other. The interaction creates the magnetic force that keeps the turbine into motion. The result, a decrease in the energy needed and the maintenance needs, making this revolutionary HVAC system not only more sustainable, but also more efficient. The energy created by the turbine, it will be used by a generator that will transform the kinetic energy into electric energy. And those energy, it will be stored in a battery for further usage.
Even when the customers do not need the heating, the air conditioning, and the ventilation in their homes, our system keeps working and keeps continue generating energy. And however, the airflow, if it is not needed, it would not be allowed to enter the building. So it will just continue with to generate the energy. And we have thought about using the energy for the condenser, the evaporator, and the compressor, as well as for the starting impulse that the system needs, as these are the highest electric users in the system. And if there's any extra energy, it can be used for household appliances. Our goal is to transform the HVAC sector into an energy efficient and self-sustaining solution to home climatization, to contributing as well to a greener sector.
Why Newa? Newa is not only a revolutionary HVAC system, not only an innovative solution. Newa is the solution to the three major problems of the sector: sustainability, efficiency, and consumption.
Firstly, we're going to talk about sustainability. This system not only doesn't produce any emissions into the atmosphere, it doesn't need any extra power supply. It's a self-sufficient system. It's the getaway to a greener HVAC sector. And this is the first step in making the sector environmentally friendly.
The meaning of efficiency is performing or functioning in the best possible manner with the least waste of time and effort. Newa doesn't need any external resources for its operation. And Newa has such a simple movement that every breakdowns can be repaired in a very short of time with everyday materials and tools.
And lastly, the consumption. We have a system that will keep working unless we stop the magnetic field with an on and off button that the customer will have, like a remote control or something. And the system not only does not generate any cost, but can also serve as an extra source of energy and savings in the customer's consumption.
Okay. In this part of the presentation, we will talk about the approach and the strategy that we have followed. We have determined 4 key steps, which are build a prototype. We have been building a prototype. If you want to talk about this, we can talk in the question times. The second is study the airflow that is generated. The third, adjusting in parameters such as angles, position, distribution, etc. And fourth, detecting faults and error and correcting them.
And if we want to succeed, setting objectives is imperative. So in the short time, we want to study the distribution of the magnets, the turbine, like the angles, the position, the strength, the shapes, everything of the magnets. And in the midterm, the creation of the prototypes and the analysis of the airflows, the failures, the maintenance, the wear, everything. And in the long term, well, a market analysis for the launch of the first Newa system and the acceptance analysis.
In order to achieve these goals, we have determined 7 phases, which are design and feasibility study, prototype construction, market research, production line, market launch, market acceptance analysis, and study of innovation and variation.
In our consideration, the most important resources would be the human resources, as it for the project, as it requires qualified personnel who are motivated and understand the project and want to invest their time and their energy in it. Then in the terms of the physical resources, it does not require large infrastructure or complex software for its development, only like machinery and large HVAC companies already have like all the physical equipment that it is necessary for this. However, they may need to like change their source materials, like adding magnets and generators, for example. And in the technological resources, the assessment is very similar to the physical resources, as we think like large HVAC companies already have all the necessary technological equipment. However, they may need like to invest in research and in the distribution of the magnets and all this.
What is of great importance is that the testing phase. An investment of time and human resources in this phase, it will be the key to a successful project with a very low failure rate. As far as financial resources are concerned, we cannot give an exact figure for the investment. It all depends on the time to carry it out and the human specialized resources available. The figure has to be in accordance that the change that Newa represents in the sector, but taking into account that Newa is a low-cost production due to its materials and technologies required. All the things that we have said are great, but how do they translate thinking about a business? We bring you an analysis of the Newa's business projection. That is the business model canvas of Newa.
In order to read the business model canvas correctly, we have to start at the customer segments. We have determined the 3. The particular owners of HVAC system, the ones that already have the HVAC systems, the potential HVAC system buyers, both particular and companies, and also the HVAC and air conditioning companies, as well as the installers. Our value propositions would be, like we have already said a lot of them before, but in order to summarize, like no energy consumption, no electricity bill from the HVAC system, lesser dependence on the grid, a clean environment, and the greenest HVAC system, a self-sustaining system, the extra energy for the household appliances, building adaptability, and income inclusive, as it will be not. It's not going to be expensive. The business model canvas includes a very detailed, several vital parts that we don't have time to explain, but they are the key partners, activities, and resources, as well as the customer relationships and the channels with which we aim to connect with our clients. And lastly, down below, you can see the cost structure and the revenue stream. And for the cost structure, we have determined that the cost would be the equipment cost, the trained workers' salaries, the research and development, as businesses, production and consultancies, place rent, marketing costs, and the shipment costs. And the other part for the revenue stream, which is what's going to make the business succeed, consists of the product sales, the innovative system sales, the asset sales, then providing consultancy and solution providers, and also maintenance services.
To sum up, Newa is the solution to the three biggest problems of the sector: sustainability, efficiency, and consumption. It is a unique, innovative, and a very attractive, not only for a new customer, but also for a customer who has also a HVAC system due to the savings that it generates. Newa is an affordable solution for everyone who cares about the society's and planet's well-being. Newa doesn't need to rely on a complex software nor learning from its own mistakes. Newa, it's all based on modern physics.
And HVAC is not an expense. It's an investment of the quality of habitability and of life. And if we add to this all the advantages that Newa offers, we have the perfect option to renew and acquire the Newa system. We are facing a sector that is crying out for innovation and for a change, and we think that Newa is that change. And thank you so much for listening and sharing and letting us share Newa with you.
Okay, thank you. I really want. First of all, I really want to understand the how we can make this solution, because you just mentioned as an example magnetic refrigerations and ESS battery system, something like that you mentioned.
Yes.
But how do we connect your technology into this, because you just say no, zero energy consumption, but it's realistically not possible, right? So can you please explain more about your solution? How you make this one? And this is this is the first time, this is the first, or as you mentioned, unique, and this is new. Please prove that one.
Yes.
Think about more about that.
Yes. And about the how, Newa has planned to have two main parts, which are an inner and outer ring.
In the turbine.
In the turbine,
so
which allows magnets, and those magnets have a magnetic field. So we just want to play with the magnetic field to create a magnetic force who interact with each other, attracting and repelling them. We have built a prototype because we have been playing with magnets and see the result and thinking about, wow, that could be useful for someone. And we have some pictures for our first steps where we were playing with magnets and the movement that we create when we think, wow, that could be possible.
This is a prototype.
This not the prototype. This is our first steps, the baby steps, like I would like to call. But the prototype isn't here. We can't bring here.
I'm more excited to see the one.
Okay.
So how capacity that one? What the capacity for this? For the air conditioning purpose. What's the capacity? Like a 2 kilowatts, 5 kilowatts, 10 kilowatts?
It depends. I think it depends on the strength of the.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it depends. We have been searching, and we saw that the MIT published an scientific.
Based on
paper.
MIT.
Yes.
So if it's not going to happen, MIT tells a lie.
Sorry.
That they tell a lie. Or Okay,
no,
we
no,
can- we
but
can-
the MIT did a study, I think, in the 2012, and they disproved the thesis. And then 2 years ago, they changed their answer. And
So you believe this technology can improve the air conditioning?
Yes.
In terms of energy consumption, right? Less consumption.
No consumption.
No consumption.
Yes.
No free lunch. Okay. I'm just trying to verify this technology. So okay.
Okay. Thank you.
we have more picture if you want to. Like, we tried various like positions of the magnets and.
Go to the last one picture.
Wait.
And here we have in this picture we just discovered that the overlapping of the magnets, that's which creates the significant movement, because after the overlapping, no magnets it will stop in something in some time. But the overlapping, not just for magnets, even for just metal piece that interacts, that absorb the magnetic field of the magnets, that's what create the movement. So what we discover.
I'm not an engineer, so I don't know exactly these logics. But as a businessman, we have to produce a lot of the product. Regarding, we have to produce a small capacity and to large capacity. So when we consider consider to produce the product and apply this technology to our product, so what is the obstacle to develop your idea for producing the product?
What will be the difficulties?
The difficulties, it's only the human resources to the engineers.
And the research.
And the research,
and
of
the
course.
research, and to investigate like the optimal position of the
magnets.
Faced with the human resources, but I think you are the engineer. So from the engineer perspective, so what are the difficulty for the launching the product? Let's say applying this technology.
To have the right angles of the position, the magnets. That's the most difficult.
And for the launch, I think it's not going to be done in like a few years. I think that we're gonna need a lot more research and investigating and more investment. So I don't think that the launch is going to be like 2 years from now. I think we need more time, more resources, and to discover some things.
To register in the patent? This one?
We don't know.
No?
I don't know. Any other questions?
Yeah. I understand the principle that you're explaining, and okay, once the thing runs, it turns. But if I look at the air conditioning unit, where does this thing appear in the air conditioning unit?
The fan.
On the fan. On the fan, or?
Yes, in the turbine, in the how do you say?
Fan. The fan.
Like the fan that needs the airflow, so to produce the airflow.
And then you believe that once it started, it will produce enough energy.
That's what we
to keep
will
it going
start.
and
to keep going. Yes, that.
And also to power the compressor in the system, or
yes.
Really?
That we will study, but I think that yes, because the power of the neodymium magnets.
You have to continue investigating this. If it's really true, then you have something in your hands there. But Donghan said it. Nothing is for free, and so okay. Thank you.
Exactly. Once graduated, would you recruit yourself to work on this R&D development and projects? And for how long would you be ready to work on it?
I don't know. We'll finish a year from now, so hopefully we're graduating by January of next year. And right now, as I said, I study construction engineering, and I think that's my that's my passion at the moment. This opportunity came up, and we became very innovative. But in the moment, I don't like. I'm not an entrepreneur or an investigator. So maybe not for me.
Me like her, I just want to put my step on the planet and be there forever. Thank you.
Well done, Newa. Are you feeling better? It's always very stressful, yeah. Well done again. All right, now competition for Hack Heat for users, marketing. Lewis, this is for you. Yes, please welcome Marketing Chief.
How many of you have heard, I don't buy an air conditioner because it consumes a lot of energy? Well, we are here to change this mindset regarding HVAC equipment expenses. Many people complain about the high consumption, but the problem is not in these devices. Rather, it stems from our bad consumer habits creating a reluctance to purchase these appliances. Here, there are some examples of people complaining about the high cost in their electricity bill. In addition to what it means for the environment, it has tremendous impact on people's decision to purchase these appliances.
Thinking about a solution, we asked ourselves some questions we wanted to share with you. Please, raise your hands if you have a mobile phone now. How many of you have used it in the last hour? All of us has constant access to our phones, so why not put the solution in our customer's pocket? We are excited to introduce LG Green, which is going to be the complementary chapter to the current LG ThinkU app. The functionalities we are going to introduce are designed to optimize the use of household appliances, thus reducing energy consumption and carbon footprint in a simple, comfortable, and efficient way. I am Sergio López Guzmán, a student of Business Administration at the University of Málaga and of Economics at the Italian University Luigi Vanvitelli. I am third place in the prestigious competition as a change on electrical energy. And I have work experience in several areas, like marketing and sales.
I am Alejandro Moreno Luna, a student of Business Administration at the University of Málaga. I am currently working in the marketing department of an international air conditioner company. Moreover, I have carried out experiments to reduce the energy consumption in university faculties.
I am Dilnaz Segit, a civil engineering student at the University of Debrecen in Hungary. In addition to studying global energy and earth system, I have experience in mobile application development using no-code tools. By 2028, the global HVAC market is projected to reach nearly $228 billion, increasing the current market size by more than 35%. The smart technologies integration is currently rising, including the Internet of Things and artificial intelligence. Customers express keen interest in remote control via mobile apps and virtual assistants. What sets our project apart is the tangible savings customers can make with LG HVAC systems through LG Green. The project we propose is set to trigger a series of positive events. Firstly, clients will optimize their use of home appliances, leading to an enhanced perception of LG products and increased customer satisfaction, thus fostering customer loyalty. Secondly, sales of LG products and services will grow. And thirdly, by reducing carbon emissions, we will have a positive impact on the environment and attract customers aligned with eco-friendly values. Sounds promising, right? But Sergio, how can we make such an impact on society?
Well, I would love to tell you, Dilnath, but as we say in Spain, a video is worth 1,000 words.
Okay, so currently our app has several functionalities, including a tips section that will save you from 240 to 600 euros per year. Our privately launched MVP is already getting good results and positive feedback from users. Secondly, users can input monthly bill information. This unique feature was designed to convince customers that investing in LG heat pumps is a wise financial decision. With a graph showing the linkage between energy usage and expenditure, customers will learn good consumption habits, resulting in long-term savings. Thirdly, we've also designed the interface to track your real-time electricity consumption, which will be realized by leveraging the ThinkU Connect platform. In addition, by the second quarter of 2024, we will integrate Grace into the app. A new member with an IQ higher than Einstein and a complete mastery of all internet tools. Okay, we are talking about artificial intelligence. Our beloved Grace will collect data and analyze user habits to provide personalized tips for reducing monthly spending and carbon footprint. Some of these tips will contain purchase recommendations of LG products that best suit the client's needs, moving us closer to the concept of household management service. In the third quarter, we will add the functionality to study and break down electricity bills, thus achieving user savings and collecting useful data to train our AI and help LG towards its transition to smart life solution company. In the final quarter of this year, we aim to bring LG Green together with the LG ThinkU app. We will implement all our features to engage a fresh audience. Following successful testing, our next step is to build a community within the app. Here, users can join energy-saving challenges, earn rewards, and share their experiences.
From the beginning of 2025, the roadmap will be fully adapted to LG's and market needs. Along with the cutting-edge technology stack, we will leverage the capabilities of LG AI Brain to accelerate the application development. The most disruptive methods will be applying marketing, using guerrilla marketing strategies to get a high impact with a low budget and at the same time create a big community of users. Our main objective is the integration with LG ThinkU. Before that, we will achieve sub-objectives, such as the launch of our second MVP, our acceptance in the market, and the creation of a solid community of 50,000 users in social networks. Our main asset is the human capital. We are a united and a skilled team who execute a multidisciplinary work efficiently and effectively.
Achieving these objectives entails cost that will follow this structure, where marketing, servers, and salaries will be the elements where most of the investment will go. Adding our app to the LG ThinkU will increase the revenue the app generates. We will achieve this by promoting LG products in the tip section. So we will create a non-intrusive and organic advertisement, which, as Mr. Lee knows, has a higher conversion rate than most techniques, as the customer doesn't feel the pressure to buy. Also, our data collection will bring us closer to the LG objective, zero labor home. Let's talk about customer engagement. How will we achieve it? Thanks to our expertise in digital marketing, we'll build a community of users aligned with our values, thus creating a cognitive bias of belonging to the group. We have already started building this community, and although we just recently began, the results are impressive, better than other companies of the competence with higher...
Wait. Don't be rude. We are gentlemen.
Okay, sorry. So those are the results. Multiple thousand views and customer asking for HVAC recommendations. We'll redirect these thousands of users to the app, where the savings and environmental benefits will build customer loyalty for their self-interest. Once the customer is used to the app and has all LG appliances monitored, which brand do you think they will buy their next appliances from? Life can be even better if we bravely take on new challenges with the hope of a better future. Will Ancho, CEO of LG Electronics. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you.
It's my turn. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that. You know, your two things. You just say smart is to make personalized. You know, the personalization is very important. We are going to make some robot is chasing you and air condition in the future. It's very innovative, right? So personalized is very important. Personalized. So you mentioned the personalized, and you mentioned the Grace AI and zero labor home and LG Green. So many things. So first question, I understand normal AI, but what is the particular definition of the Grace AI? Because I need more information about that one. And second, LG Green. So you mentioned it's energy saving or green. What is that definition of LG Green? So that's two questions.
Okay, we will start about Grace, the artificial intelligence that will solve problems of the final consumer. Grace will be able to analyze, with the help of the current appliances of the house, the habits and needs of the clients. Thus, we will get the information about if we know its consume and habits, we know how to help them. We know how to reduce energy consumption. We know how to reduce carbon footprint. So that will be the main part of Grace that will be developing constantly in the next phases of the MVP. In the future, she will be able to track electrical bills of the customers. So that would be another source of information. And going to the part of LG Green, as we said, the main objectives are the reduction of energy consumption and carbon footprint of the final customer. This will reach some results and impacts. Let's start with reduction of energy consumption. If we manage to reduce energy consumption, we will make buying HVAC products a wise financial decision. And obviously, it would increase the sales. And by the part of reducing carbon footprint, there is a big trend of thinking about that. So we will get the acceptance of that part of the market, thus improving the brand image of LG as their appliances doesn't consume, doesn't make carbon footprint.
So, okay, if I understand your point. So I understood how we can make a personalized, which means making schedule, right? Currently, we are manually making schedule. You're coming from the office, from the school, and you stay there from 9 to 10 or and then you need 20 Celsius something, and then after lunch, and you need, so this is like a common, right, scheduling we are doing now. So your Grace AI is like analyzing the behavior, habits, and the residents, and then automatically checking that schedule, and which means personalized. So this is what I understood correctly?
Yeah, sure.
That's it.
I need more that information, because how sequence of understanding, and then I think we can easily understand your point. So that's what I want to ask you. Yeah.
Let's take the example of the schedule. Imagine that the schedule is I woke up at 7 o'clock and I go to the bathroom. So I need hot water for my to wash myself. Let's imagine that that day I haven't configured the clock. Hot water wouldn't start because Grace would be able to track my habits. And the schedule would be one of the first steps to the main goal that we had the luck to speak with Peter yesterday. The zero labor home, turning your home into a service. So you are willing to invest more in their appliances.
There are so many the apps, right? And what is your the comparative advantage comparing with Think and any other apps?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Comparative advantage of your app. Yeah.
Sure. Our app is not alone. The final goal is to merge with LG Think You. So we will reach the advantages of both. Right now, there aren't any ways of the final user can have great access to artificial intelligence and tips for their habits. I mean, we will be able to not only teach them, despite changing their habits, so their consumption will be good. Okay, and we will ensure this smooth experience so we can apply it to all the segments of the market, thanks to my friend Dilna Sagit, expert on user experience. So we will create a really comfortable way of using the app.
My question would be regarding new generation, so currently kids. As more and more parents are willing to give them mobile phones the latest as possible, I think in Spain we have heard of it very strongly recently. How would you anticipate to onboard those future consumers through a mobile app so they won't be exposed to this kind of mobile app? How would you transform and try to transmit what you're trying to implement through this solution? If it's not clear, tell me.
Okay, that role will be fulfilled by social media. We have started with creating content on social media that we are reaching thousands of views. Last video is 40,000, 42? 40,000. So we will reach those consumers that has already LG, so we can educate them and also bring them new users. And those early adopters that would be the kids right now that will build the future, will be used to the zero labor home, will follow the objective of house as a service. So we will firstly educate those kids, and then when they have the financial capacity of buying their house and their appliances, they will know how to do it and with which company.
In your project description, you're talking about the education. So what is it, how do you exactly educate and who do you educate? Maybe Alejandro can answer.
We offer personalized tips for the user. So using the technology of our artificial intelligence, Grace, at the end of the month, Grace will show to the users analysis of what good things are the user applying and what are the things that he has to get better. So that's the summary of the months to reach the objective of get a high, reduce the energy consumption.
The slide that is going to appear is one of the first proofs of the advices that the artificial intelligence would give personalized to the users. Would seem like something like this. The user will have a temporal frame where the artificial intelligence would see what are their habits and how to improve them.
That app to get?
Yes, you
No,
At the
not today, not now.
Okay. At the end, we have a QR code that all of you can scan, and you can get access to the MVP. Also, there's
I would like to verify your app with our products, right?
You can get access in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the app, so that you have shown some screenshots. The data in there is real life data.
It's just like a prototype.
I know, but you saw 39,000 users. Does it or views? Is that live or is it?
Yeah, it's like real numbers.
Yeah. So there have been 40,000 views.
It can be also be verified. That's the tag for it. We told you the name, so you can search on social media.
So yeah, we were using social media to promote our app, but in addition to that, we were also like educating people like how to do some maintenance, like tips, and of course this educational content can be more creative and more engaging in the future. So since we just started, I think we can just continue doing that because we are seeing really good results, like positive feedback from users. Yeah.
Thank you very much and well done. I'm at every presentation very much impressed by everything that you've done, so well done. You can be very proud. Now, please welcome our latest project, Green Mile, competing for the Hacky for the Planet, coming all the way, one of them from Brazil. He just arrived. Welcome in Paris, welcome in France, welcome in the auditorium. You have 10 minutes to convince the jury. Jet lagged.
Hello, I am Nurbanu.
I'm Marcelo. I'm Arthur Alonso.
We are here today to make HVAC systems cleaner, greener, and fresher. We are Green Mile. So before the treatment, you need to diagnose. So we identified some major problems, such as thermal pollution. This caused by the energy wasted on exhausters and the pipes. And we have a obvious problem called high carbon dioxide emission, because despite the increase in the demand, we still use the same energy sources since the first industrial revolution, which are the fossil fuels. And we have an inefficient design in the, for example, length of the pipes and all the materials in the HVAC systems. So what is our treatment? What do we suggest? We suggest green air filters, which makes your air cleaner, greener, and fresher. And with the green bill of material, we are gonna rethink all the materials in the HVAC system, and we are gonna replace them with more energy efficient and lower carbon footprint ones. And we have some smart thermostats, which they manage each room by itself to make your each joule of energy worth it. And we have hybrid models, which they propose to decrease your carbon emissions to zero.
So starting with air filtration, we have 3 products that we searched that have been worked with types of air filtration, both inline, with different plants and others. So starting from next slide. Yeah. So the first is, of course, the living wall, which has been trendy for the caps last couple years. It has advantages of carbon sequestration. It improves the indoor air quality and also can reduce light penetration in cases where it may be needed. So that was the first solution that we found when searching for air filtration. And the second was one that actually was presented a couple of weeks ago in CES 2024, which is Newa P1, which is a bioengineering plant, as said in the third bullet point, epipremium iodine, which can it has a photosynthesis effect more than like 5,000 normal plants of that species. And it was used as it was showcased in the event how we can improve the air quality inside a small box and how it could be used in other places or scenarios to improve the air quality, maybe in cars, in HVAC. That's our case. So after seeing that, we start talking about more what types of things, materials, and passive active filters we can introduce in HVAC. So seeing that, we also found the Algem. That's another product already being manufactured. It's actually one of the air filters being used in one of the international airports in the United States, in Pittsburgh. It's more than 2 meters high. And this air filter has the capacity of 5,000 plants. And as it is an inline filter, so it is not just an alga-based filter, that it is this case. It's also a bioengineering, but it's not a plant, it's some algae. And when put in line with active and passive filters, so with filters we already know, and those which are passive, we can remove all types of dust, allergens, and harmful bacteria, and other types of things, and also reduce the CO2 emission on the life cycle of our product. So thinking about how to embed those solutions in HVAC, we have thought about like placing them in the tubes, inside the HVAC, in the outdoor and indoor unit, and how can we actually maintain them over months, because we have solutions that last 2 months and you have to replace with the installers and like offer them. So there is this piece that can be used to upgrade current HVACs. So we can use them in current and new versions, and not just creating new models, or creating new models from the start, which can last 10 years or even more, because we have many solutions regarding air filtration. And it also becomes biomass. So after being used, we can use for other stuff and recycle, which improves the global warming potential of our products. Actually decreases the global warming potential, but increases our score regarding green boom factors.
Well, now changing a bit the topic, altogether with the plant solution for the air filters, we also need some software to manage the whole HVAC system. So here, we are going to propose new smart thermostat models that will use artificial intelligence to achieve 2 main goals that are make them more efficient and more comfortable at the same time. And these thermostats will be adapted to you, not the opposite. So it will learn your daily routine. As Sir mentioned here, if you do something that's different from your routine and you didn't schedule it before, well, if you have a sensor there that's integrated with this artificial intelligence, we can learn it over time and always adapt to you. And not just you, but to your whole family, because we can make the zoning of the house and micromanage each one of the rooms. As you can see here, we have a sample of an app where you can control individually each room. So if you have your sister that likes very cold temperatures and you don't like that cold, you can put just on her room that temperature she prefers, and in your room the one you prefer. So in summary, you are on the control of it, and we would provide you with real-time alerts with your consumption insights that comes from the sensors and from the devices itself. Reduces the overall energy consumption using these routines, and you have different power profiles, because sometimes you just don't want to save that much energy, you just want it to get cold very fast, so you can put in the most powerful one. Well, here on the green bone that my friend Marcelo talked before, we're gonna rethink all the materials to make them more eco-friendly. And what is that? So it's basically, we're gonna split up all the parts of our final product, analyze all the carbon emissions, well-to-tank capabilities, and the product's life cycle emission, put it in a table and give it a final score, and try to optimize it until we get the best as possible, analyzing the different materials. As you can see here, we have different ESG regulations on the market. It's a new trend all over the world. With BIM and the Green Bond are must to new engineering projects, and it must be taken into consideration. As you can see in the table, we have a wide adoption of it. Here we have a small study case about the pipes we mentioned in the beginning, that in Hungary, where I study, they're still using copper pipes with poor insulation for the heating, and this is just not efficient. We're searching for different approaches on that. We found the CPVC pipes that can reduce the energy losses by 60%, what would improve the overall efficiency and reduce the amount of energy used in the system. I don't have much time left. So just going through the ERVs and HRVs for the hybrid models. Well, here we are a very simple solution, that is the air that would get out of the building warm, will have to get the energy that you invested there in the first place and put it back to the building to not lose the money and leave it on the table. But at last but not least, we have the alternative energy sources. And here, I think we all know solar energy, geothermal energy. Our goal is to make the zero direct emissions. And their problem is you have a huge initial cost with it. But if we need a better future for the future, if you want a better road for the future generations, we should dare to invest that money. We don't have much time left.
So what does it mean? What does it cost us by kilocarbon carbon dioxide emissions? You see some percentages here, but I want to give a solid example. So I extracted from LG's International Sustainability Report 2019. LG International produces 220 tons of carbon dioxide each year. And if we just implement the smart thermostats, it decreases by 15%, which comes to 270 tons kilocarbon emissions. But if we implement geothermal and solar energy, if we invest on that, we can decrease our total carbon dioxide emissions to 64 tons, and which it is crazy, literally. And we have different models which we can apply to the different types of buildings. But the most important ones here is the smart thermostats and green bill of material. This can create huge impact in each building and create a better future for our future generations. So this is the summary of our solutions for better HVACs. We have two fronts. In the greener front, we propose green air filters which use algae and plants. In the green bill of material side, we are going to improve the chassis material and the pipes. And in the efficiency part, we are going to use air recycling, which we waste some of the energy in the pipes and the exhauster by using HRV and ERVs. And we are going to manage this by artificial intelligence. And we have, last but not least, hybrid models to invest. And thank you for listening to us. You can contact us.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I'm very surprised to see the oxygen generator for room air conditioning. I have never thought about that one. But you know, the oxygen generator is too huge. If you make some photovoltaic reactions, and then you can generate oxygen and provide that oxygen in the rooms. It's a great idea, but you're losing the space. So how we can apply that system in the real cases? That's my big surprising. But yeah, I think we have to. You have to answer those questions. And the second of all is you just point out very normal general solutions we have already, like geothermal, solars, and smart thermostats or ERV. But your idea is just how to make the bill of material to optimize system. So this is a big challenge for like engineering side. So I like that idea, but as a manufacturers, I hardly apply that your suggestion to our products. So can you suggest how LG or manufacturer can do that by using your bill of material approach? Two questions.
Can you just say the first question shortly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you go back to this slide, please?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, this one.
Yeah. So this one is a paper.
Is it your idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one was a paper. They created this bioengineered algae, and they used it in a closed room to see how much it affected the indoor air quality. And those are the results they got. And those is just one of the plants and those organic structures we can use.
I'm not asking the how it works. I'm asking how to apply. So the
Yes.
people excel in Excel like 8 liters per hour CO2. So one people produce 8 liters of CO2. And how you can make 8 liters oxygen by using that, your technology.
Yeah, by putting the air between the airflow as for example sheets of those algae, or like in the outdoor unit using plants. So it's a combination of all the three solutions that can be put inside the airflow or the outside that can help the overall system. Yeah.
May I continue? As was mentioned before, it's inline filters, so we can stack them. But you have a space problem, as you mentioned. So this kind of solution, as said here, embed, we can put them, for example, in the ventilation system to improve the overall, but wouldn't overall oxygen in the room, but wouldn't make it the only source of oxygen. You still need ventilation, right? It's just an improvement. This type of embed solution would be for huge buildings. It's not for the residential customer. If you would check our target customer slide, this one is just for the big customers. And the second question?
Bill of material. No, last one. So users, no, next page, please. Yeah, final page. Yeah, final, probably end of slide or mostly. Yeah, that one. So users propose. Move on. Yeah, better HVAC. Yeah, still, like difficult to understand how we apply by using. So can you just make a simple sequence of operations? Or
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we have different already existing products, as you mentioned, right? And our idea here was to bring them in one package for each type of different customer we have. If you can go back to the target one here, we think we should apply the smart thermostats and green bull of material within all LG products. That's simple to apply, not that simple to develop, though, as you mentioned, there is an engineering challenge on this, but something we gotta do it. If you want to, we can talk more about artificial intelligence later. It's my part of the work. I do research on that. But on the rest, I don't think there is much of a question or difference here. Just if you are a huge office building, we would come with a complete package for you of living walls, analyzing the structure of the building. And if you plan to invest that much money to put a geothermal energy source and cut off completely your gas cost, we could go with it. And the ERV, HRV would all come into a package for this specific customer and for the others.
Those make the better comfort and save energy.
Yes.
The purpose of that. Okay.
Yes, mine was just to know how you three get together to work on that project. So, as we can see, you are not at the same year of study. What make you work, three of you?
He did,
Yeah.
actually. We are in the same university and we know each other from our previous dorm. And he knows like I'm into sustainability projects and stuff, so he offered me, and they know each other from Brazil. So
Yes.
we somehow come together, yeah.
So Dongen is right that like a smart thermostat and the consideration of the bomb, or not even the consideration of ERV, is not new technology. Have you thought about, or have you investigated or thought about how to accelerate the implementation of this? Because that is the issue at the moment, I think.
Accelerate the implementation. You mean like the adoption or the building itself physically?
No, the adoption.
The adoption, I think we would let it be with the market teams, right? Our idea here was just bring them all together in a package. I don't think the customers are aware of it. As we talked with one of the LG engineers, it's a costly technology that it's well suitable for places with huge airflow and huge airflow of people. So pitching for shopping malls and these kind of places, they are suitable for them. But again, I think it would be more for the market team.
And what is the reason that you put these 4 topics together?
We were trying to give our customers a complete package that would make them real comfortable and save their money. If you just put the smart thermostats, well, we are changing the managing, but not changing the hardware itself. If you just change the material of the product, we are reducing the Welch tank emissions, but not the emissions on the long term. So we try to put all together in a package.
So you believe that combining these 4 has the biggest impact on carbon reduction and the optimal combination? Okay, thank you.
Welcome back. That concludes the first ever LG Student Hackathon. How was it? Nice? Yeah. We hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, really. We hope you learn more about this exciting, very exciting and innovative industry. Please join me for another round of applause for our students. All right, so thank you again for being with us. This will be the announcement of the winners. We'll begin by the 3rd place, so this is all right. Third place prize. You will be winning speakers, isn't it? Speakers, yes. For the 3rd prize. This is getting serious, guys. Yeah, I know. Getting nervous, getting stressed. The 3rd prize is awarded to Newa. Well done, Team Newa. Well done. There you go.
You and me is more than a lonely day. It's our time to go. Dance with me one more time.
Would you like to stand here for a picture? Oh, just there, sorry. Just there.
Dance with me one more time.
Well done. Perfect. Thank you very much. Well done. How does it feel? Okay. Well done. Amazing news. All right, now for the 2nd prize. It's getting serious again. It's getting serious again. I'm a bit too excited, I think. All right, 2nd place second prize. The winners will be winning an LG Gram, a computer. LG Gram winners are team... That's horrific. Team Both Minded Nuts. Well done.
She's an alpha, but not around your boy.
Well
she get quiet
done.
around your boy. Hold on, don't know what you heard or what you thought
There
about
you go.
your boy, but they lied about your boy. Going dumb and it's something idiotic about your boy. She wearing cheetah print. That's how bad she won't be spotted around your boy. I'm vanilla, baby.
Just take a
I'll
picture.
choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28, telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skilla, baby. And the thing about your boy is,
woo!
Whips and chains and you can't tie me down, but you can whip your lovin' on me.
Well done. Would you just like to be here for a moment? Yeah, no worries. That's all right. Well, we're getting there. First prize. Again, exciting music. Ooh. The first prize will be winning a trip to Seoul. All right, with those two girls. It's gonna be nice. All right, first prize. I'd love to come, by the way. First prize is awarded to Marketing Cheese. Well done, amazing. You're going to Seoul. Amazing news. Well done.
I-O-N-A-R-Y, he
Well,
sharp
well.
like barbed wire.
Woo! Well done. We'll just take a picture. Well done, everyone. Now, please, all of the students, would you like to come on stage? Well done. You can be very proud of you. Please welcome Green Mile, Bertiniro, and Collective Waste. Woo! Bravo. Please come here. Well done. We'll take a group photo, so please. That way, that way, that way, that way. Yes. Jury members, would you like to come on the picture? And I want mine. Woo! Thank you. Well done. Another round of applause, please. Janine. Would you like all to come for a group photo? Please. come in the front.